Hey, and welcome back. This is Dr. Dave. Nice to be with you, of course. This from the Journal of Exercise and Nutrition Biochemistry. Again, a crowd pleaser. Potential role of phytochemicals in brain plasticity. Focus on polyunsaturated fats. Okay, and that would be olive oil and fish oil. But it did get me to thinking about phytochemicals. These are just simply substances from plants, largely that we cannot digest. And if we can't digest them, how in the tarnation are they going to help us? Usually by giving a benefit to your good or healthful gut bugs, right? It's all about the gut. We've talked about this I don't know how many times. Well, why do we preach so much about getting your 5 to 7 different colors of food every day? Why do we not want your blood sugar to spike? Why do we want to seal and heal your leaky gut? And why do we recommend so many phytochemicals? And I'll get to what those are more specifically in a second. And then, of course, olive oil and fish oil. And a lot of that has to do with feeding your good gut bugs. It's really that simple, okay? Who knew? Well, you heard it here first. So this article about brain plasticity, you know, my people with severe mental illness, on average, die years, sometimes decades before their time. And what is that all about? It's not suicide, as some people guess. It's just that people with mental illness age faster, right? And as they age faster, so too does their brain. So I'm always looking at ways of reducing people's suffering, but at the same time, protecting their brains, right? Now, I can't make any claims that anything I do or anything that anyone else does is actually neuroprotective, right? That is just something I can't prove. I will say that this kind of data, however, influences what I do for myself and my kids and my loved ones, and what I do for my patients and clients, and what I'm going to share with you. Okay. All right, so back to phytochemicals, really easy to read. Pretty comprehensive PDF that I got from Villanova University, and if you can't trust them Wildcats, who are you going to trust? I mean, I think that question needs to be asked. But it's a nice color graphic I mentioned earlier, and if you polled my 3 children, what does Papa, that's what they call me, believe about diet, they would say much of what you've heard, but they would also include 5 to 7 colors every single day. And think of, for you patriotic Americaners, red, white, and blue, and then throw in some green and yellow. Whose flag is that? Ireland, maybe? I don't even know. All right. Well, what are those colors? The reds, of course, would be your carotenoids. White would be for the flavonoids. Blue and purple would be for your polyphenols. Your greens and yellows, again, the carotenoids, polyphenols, and isoflavones. Those are mighty big words for psychiatrists. I'll try to maybe make it simple for you. What are some of these possible benefits, of course, and then what these colors actually represent. So the red, orange, and green fruits, vegetables include broccoli, personal favorite, carrots, cooked tomatoes, leafy greens, cauliflower, it's more in the white category, Brussels sprouts, winter squash, potatoes, apricots, cantaloupe, oranges, watermelons, right? So think about kind of reds and oranges. The whites would be apples, citrus fruits, onions, soybeans, tofu, edamame, coffee and tea. That's not white, but those are really good flavonoids. Cruciferous vegetables are always important. Those would be your broccolis and cabbage and collard greens and kale and cauliflower and Brussels sprouts. Yummy, making me hungry. Bran from corn, oats, rice, rye, wheat, not if you have gluten sensitivity. What else do we got here? I think that covers a lot of it. Dark chocolate, don't forget about it. Don't forget about your red wine in moderation. What do all of these things enjoy in common? And that is they confer a benefit to your health promoting gut bugs, right? A lot of what we think is going on with many diseases of civilization, anything that's not infectious basically, and maybe even the cytokine storm from infections, right? What is all that about? It's that your immune reactivity is just ramped up. And one of the reasons that is the case is because your gut microbial diversity is low, right? You have decreased gut microbial diversity. We think that's the starting point for many of our contemporary diseases that age and kill you before your time. And so that's why so many of our dietary, lifestyle, supplement, mineral, nutritional, resuscitation interventions involve things that ultimately help with that gut health. Okay, that's enough for today. So, dietary wisdom, never let your blood sugar spike, and you do that by not eating a carbohydrate by itself or first. You always eat your protein and fat first, okay? And then you really load up on those and minimize your carbs, particularly refined sugars. All right. The next thing is avoid those proteins that are likely to launch an exuberant immune reaction. In general, everybody's different. That would be gluten, which is a protein, right? Gliadin, that's a big old bad nasty complex of proteins that we ain't never seen in millions of years in our immune system, 80% of which resides in your gut. Doesn't know what to do with that, okay? And then red meat for many people seems to be a trigger for immune reactivity. So don't let your blood sugar spike. Avoid those complex proteins that your system does not process well. And then lastly, let's get those 5 to 7 colors in. Of course, lots of fiber, lots of other things, but that's what we're going to stick with today. All right. I think that's all. All right. Got to get back to patients. You know, I'm trying to do these in between seeing y'all, and it's makes me a little bit more scattered, if that indeed is possible. So, come back. Peace out. Be safe. Stay sane. Dr. Dave signing out. Nice to be with you as always. Okay.